Hey guys, I'm John, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how ace I think this is. So guys, in this video I'm going to talk about Invincible. So this is a new show that's come onto Prime Video, and it is a comic book story, and when I first saw it released, it wasn't something that really piqued my interest. I thought the teaser trailer looked okay, but it wasn't something I was like, oh dude, I've still got to watch that. It was just one of the ones where I thought it looked a bit generic, a bit, we've been here before, we've seen this, it's just in cartoon form rather than live action or CG or whatever, and I was a bit, it looks alright. I didn't know anything of it before the series released, but I have had a look at it now, and it was originally a comic book wrote by Robert Kirkman, who some of you will know for his other famous work such as The Walking Dead and Marvel Zombies. There were some of his bigger ones, but Invincible was his take on the superhero genre, and it is really good, to be honest. I was quite surprised by it, because I'm not one for watching a series an episode a week. That drives me crazy. I'd rather wait till they're all out and then just binge the hell out of it, man. So that's what I did with Invincible. I was just sort of browsing through Prime, and I was like, yeah, we'll give it a go. I'll watch the first episode, see what it's like. And, oh man, I was just hooked. The first episode really draws you in, introduces you to all these characters. Like, the main protagonist of it, the character of Invincible, his alter ego is a dude named Mark Grayson, which it first starts and he hasn't got his powers, and it sort of shows his sort of journey into becoming a true superhero, and it is very well done. As it spans over all the episodes, you see sort of failings, his highs, his lows, and everything else in between. And the main protagonist is voiced by Stephen Yeun, who is more famously known as Glenn out The Walking Dead. Now, he does very well with his voice acting. He's an excellent voice actor. And he really conveys all this emotion of like a teenager coming to terms with all these things that are going on with himself, and it's just really good. He's a really good voice actor. So he's the main dude in it. And then it's also his dad sort of the next one. His mum's quite big in it as well, but his dad sort of the next one who's a main character. And his dad is Omni Man, so he's basically just Superman. There's a very similar origin story to Superman. He's come from a planet far away, and he's come down to Earth, and it's not the same as Superman where he's a dying planet coming down. He's a soldier sent to Earth, and he's the one that's here to protect it. And he believes that his son will develop his powers, and then he can train him, and they can sort of team up, sort of thing. And his dad, Omni Man, is voiced by J.K. Simmons, and oh man, he is amazing. For me, he was the highlight of the entire show. J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man, or Nolan Grayson, is just incredible. His voice acting is just superb. He conveys so much with just his voice alone, and he just draws you in. J.K. Simmons really, 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 really impressed. He was proper ace. And it's quite funny because when you see Omni-Man, he pretty much just looks like J. Jonah Jameson out of the Raimi trilogy. It's just basically like JJ in a superhero suit. Not like he was in the director's cut of Spider-Man 2, but still cool, really cool. And it just shows their relationship. But what really impressed me is how they've sort of developed this whole superhero world. So you've got the Guardians of the Globe, who's pretty much the Justice League, and they've got like all these characters in there that are like copycats of Wonder Woman and the Flash and Aquaman and everybody else. There's even somebody that looks a bit like Martian Manhunter in there, and it's just really good. But they do it in such a way that it's respectful of all these other properties. They aren't like cheesing it a little bit. It's really, really good. And the first episode starts with this scene that opens it up to just show you the Guardians of the Globe and how freaking cool they are. And they square off against these enemies. and it's just such an awesome opening scene. And it just, from that scene onwards, I was hooked. Just to showcase what it is and what the show is going for. And it's a very mature show. There's a lot of blood and a lot of guts in it, but it's awesome. And it's just, I love it, man. It's great. But it was just really well paced. Everything was so well done. And it's just sort of snippets keep coming, and each episode ends leaving you wanting more. And I literally just binged it within a couple of days. I just sat and I couldn't stop watching it, man. There's only like 8 episodes, but they're a good hour-long episodes nearly. But it was so well done. So moving on to the animation in this. Now, the animation in this is done incredibly well. It's got such a polished look to the animation. Everything's well drawn with defined lines, and everything's so smooth when it goes, especially when the action kicks in. I mean, when the action kicks in this, it's fast and it's brutal and it's just incredible. And to watch is something to behold. The fight scenes are so well choreographed, and there's always a good fight scene in each episode. It's not just like this episode has a good scene, then there's a couple of episodes that don't. Each episode's got something good going for it, and the animation conveys that so well, and it's just, everything about it's just so good. And when they start really getting down to the nitty gritty of the fighting and the brutality of it, when you see sort of like heads popping and everything, the animation really sort of shows this, and it's just really, really well done. It's really clean, polished animation. I was really impressed with how it looked. So moving on to the sound now. Now the sound design in this is just really good. All the voice actors were just incredible, and there's some real top names in this. I was quite surprised by the cast listing of it. So you've got, like I said, Stephen Yeun's the main guy in it, J.K. Simmons is in it, Sandra Oh plays his mom, and then you've got other people in it. So Kevin Michael Richardson's in it. He plays a couple of voices. Now, he's more famous for like voice acting. So in the 2012 Turtles series, he voiced the Shredder, which is awesome. He's also Goro in the 95 Mortal Kombat. And you've also got people like Clancy Brown was in it. He's a great voice actor. Lauren Cohen was in it as well, out of The Walking Dead. She was in it. Ross Marquardt out of The Walking Dead. He was in it. Zach Quinto's in it. Zach Quinto's awesome as well. Great voice actor. So it's just got such an iconic voice. And there's quite a few other different characters in it that are voiced by famous actors. So I was quite surprised by it. And one of the best little cameos of it was Seth Rogen pops up. He did produce this as well. But when he pops up as his character, you'll know, because I mean, you can't mistake that voice. He was brilliant. He pops up in a couple of episodes, but when he popped up, it was great. It really put a smile on my face, because Seth Rogen's a funny guy, and he's funny in this, man. So it was good to see him pop up. But like I say, the voice acting is incredible. Everybody sort of gives it their all, and it's just so good, and they convey everything. You're really captivated by these voices alone. The soundtrack was just something else, man. The soundtrack was just so good. It just drew you in. The original score in it was excellent, and it got like a little theme for Invincible, and when you hear the theme, it's just one of them like, yeah, that's awesome, you know what that is. It's a little bit iconic. But then the use of like songs in it was really well done. They incorporate songs into certain scenes and fight scenes, but it was done in such a great way. And like, the songs kick in, it's got a good choice of songs, and everything about it is just very well balanced. So I was really impressed overall. I think because I love soundtracks, bit of an audiophile, and the soundtrack to this was one of the best I've heard in a long time for a series. I was really impressed with it. So overall, guys, how ace do I think Invincible is? Oh my god, it is so freaking ace. Guys, you need to check it out. Seriously. Go on there, just watch the first episode, see what you think. That opening scene when you meet the Guardians of the Globe and they're defending the White House. Honestly, man, if you like superhero stuff, you like animation, you know, fast, smooth, fluid animation, Invincible is for you. It is so damn good. Can't recommend it enough. Now, Amazon have renewed it for 2 more seasons, and I just can't wait. As I said before, I do like to binge them, but when Invincible comes out, I don't know if I'll be able to resist just watching that episode and waiting. It's just, I don't know if I'll be able to wait. So yes, guys, I would highly recommend you go check it out. It is amazing. If you did enjoy this video, please drop me a like, subscribe to the channel for more Ace content, follow me on Instagram for updates on everything to do with the channel. And with that, guys, I'll catch you later.